Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here we're going to take a look at this standalone outdoor structure. It's a residential application. So there's a couple things we want to take a look at. Number one, we have a standalone structure with a open ceiling, and we have a fireplace here with a barbecue section over here. And the one thing we have to take into consideration is this beam here and the distances that we have over here left and right, as well as this door opening. Door opening is important. I have it kind of set at just about a foot beyond this section here, and then we'll take a look here at the dimensions. Let's throw that up there real quick. So the door dimensions I have is about 10 foot by 8 foot height. Overall dimensions of the structure is 17 by 15, and the height I have here at 9, and then it goes up to the ceiling area. I don't have that specific, but that's not that important. Excuse me. So the doorway is going to be important here in a second. You can see I have this dimension here that you'll see what that is all about, but it's 3 feet 4 inches. And so let's take a look at some of the options. First option I have is placing the heaters so that they are inset. This option here would give a fairly well coverage. That's why I have it here, not specifically the option I think is the best, but just to show that you have a pretty good coverage throughout the space. Obviously we're not hitting this, it is offset. It's kind of centered from this point here to here. It's actually a little bit to the left of that, but excuse me. I do have these heaters so that they are at a finish height is the same as the bottom of this beam here. That's also important. And also important that we have the 6-inch clearance minimum here. And I'll describe that in a minute too. So that would be one application. Another application would be is if we put them on this edge here. Now I have them at about 45-degree tilt. There is an extended bracket that allow you to tilt it down a little bit further and bring it out from this edge. Right here I have 6 inches of clearance. This is a single element, by the way. The last one I had were, I think, dual elements. But you can see here that, you know, with the standard bracket, I'm not really heating up this area properly. The ray does travel throughout the space here, and it will physically hit the table, but this isn't the optimum. The optimum is being in this zone right here, and that's why I kind of like the other option better, because you get a lot more optimal heat. And yeah, these are single elements, by the way, too. But you can see how the heat is much more optimal throughout the whole space. So this here again, we could get longer brackets, angle the heater down a little bit further, but you need to maintain 6 inches of clearance from the back, and then from this face, see if I can get a better viewpoint here. From here out, I need to have 18 inches, and then all the way through the front. I have a sample here. I can show you that in a minute too. But you can see this isn't the optimal location for the heaters either. So the third option, see if I can get this up here. So the third option would be to take some units and place them in the ceiling area somehow. You'd have to mount them on something that's up here. They're fairly light units, they're about 18 pounds, so you know, half that weight's on either side. And I'm going to show you the clearance that I was speaking of. So this yellow portion represents the clearance around the heater that you need. So you can see kind of here in the photo that it goes from the face of the unit out to 18 inches out, 18 inches down and around, and you need to maintain that clearance. You can see over here that I'm maintaining that clearance, and the array itself that you would receive off of this placement is fairly smooth and universal throughout this whole space. This is my favorite part or option for this application. Now we could move the heaters more central, but we're not going to heat up this chair, and that's why they're offset. So yeah, we need to maintain that 18-inch clearance. That's very important. So something to keep in mind. Now, another part of this problem that I mentioned kind of early on is this doorway. In this doorway, I asked the customer what type of door he had, and let's see if I can plot it in there. So we have a accordion style door, but the door for the most part comes out, and accordion's up in this area here, and so it sticks out quite a distance. Now the clearance for the heaters are clearances from combustible materials. I asked him about this being combustible, and he said it's a steel frame, but it is a glass door. And so when we have a ray that's penetrating a glass door, it's really important that we don't overheat it, or at least not heat it unevenly. When you unevenly heat glass, it tends to have a problem, and that's called shattering. We don't want this to shatter, so we want this to be heated. If we do heat it, to be heated evenly. So technically we could put a heater here, but you would have to maintain this door opening all the time and not leave it open or leave it so that it's sticking out into that area. But it could be done. Again, this is my favorite part, or favorite application here, because it gives you the best heat footprint. But let's just go back and look at some of the other options. Here again, you can see that if we slide this door back half, to 1/3 closed, or 2/3 closed rather, we're going to have that heat ray right on top of that, and that's going to shatter again that glass if it's not heated uniformly. But this could be an application that would work. Again, we have to meet that 6 inches of clearance over here. And then, of course, we'll go back to the other option. I think it was this. Nope, sorry. This one here. And this one I don't like at all. Just not happy with the performance of this particular layout. So that's my recommendation for this application. These are CD4024s, so they're dual watt elements. You'd probably want to use a control system on this, or at least a duplex switch to switch one bulb on, one bulb off. You could, if you're using 2 heaters, then you can put one bulb on, one off, and then 2 off, or one on, and so forth. So that's my recommendation for this application. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating needs, please give us a call or just email us at support@patioheat.com. And by the way, please give us a thumbs up if this has helped. It really lets us know that this does help people, and we'll continue to do as much as we can and as fast as we can. So we thank you for that, and you have a great day.